If I had to get rid of all my bags except one from each brand in my current collection, which one would I choose? I went through my whole bag collection and picked just one, and I think you might be surprised at which one I picked from each brand. They're not automatically the newest, the most used, or the most expensive. And hi, if you're new here, my name is Elaine, and on my channel I like to talk about bags from mid-range to vintage luxury. And I just also wanted to say thank you to Steph from Handbagaholic for this idea. She didn't do this exact video, but I was inspired by her one bag per brand capsule wardrobe video, which I've linked down below. It's a little different in that this video I'm talking about the bags that I do have in my collection. She talks about some picks, you know, that she might not have, that she thinks might be great, but I'm just going solely off of what I currently own. So without further ado, let's start. And so I'm actually going to start with the bags that I have the most of and go down to the ones where I have maybe just the one-offs. And it will probably come to no surprise for those maybe who've seen a couple of my videos, especially my Hermes State of the Collection video. The bag brand that I have the most of currently is Hermes. Out of the 30 bags, Hermes bags that I have, which one would I pick as the one to keep? Drum roll. I think you might be a little surprised, but it is this Toolbox 20 in the color Gris Pearl. As you know, or you may not know, but if you've seen a couple of my videos, the Toolbox is one of my favorite Hermes bag designs. It's usually a toss-up between the Toolbox and the Petite Arsan. I have 3 Toolboxes, but only 2 Toolbox 20s, and I have 2 Petite Arsans, and I actually probably wear those 4 bags the most out of all my 30 bags. So I picked the Gris Pearl Toolbox instead of the Glycine because, you know, this is a little bit more neutral. First of all, I picked a Toolbox because it's like the most useful bag in my collection. Carries quite a bit, so easy to open and close. Right now I have my Zumoni organizer in there that was gifted, so thank you, Zumoni. If you want to check out my whole Toolbox review, I have it here. This one I actually got in Japan, and at the time it only came with the bag. I did have to buy a third-party strap, but honestly, I mean, doesn't it look like it belongs together? And then of course I have the organizer in here as well for structure as well as organization. I've been using this one quite a bit, especially now that it's kind of stopped raining here in California. It's so useful. I love this bag. I feel like it goes with everything that I wear. It's a nice light color. I mean, most of the time I'm wearing like dark colors, so it makes sense that I have a light colored bag. But yes, out of the 30, this is the one that I would keep if I had to get rid of all my other bags. The next brand on my list that I have the most of is actually Valextra. So this is my pick out of the 5 Valextra bags that I own. This is called the Izade, which is their classic staple. If Hermes has the Kelly, Valextra has the Izade. This one is in the mini size. I did do a Valextra review early on in this channel. I'll link it here. I have both the mini and the MM size. The mini is great for, you know, most of my essentials. MM is quite large. It was really a toss-up between this and the Mochi pouch that I actually bought in store last year. I love that bag. It actually has shown up in a couple of my most used videos. This has not, but I mean, if I had to get rid of all my other bags and could only choose one, I chose this Izade because it's a classic of Valextra, but also because I didn't choose my Kelly when it came to Hermes, and I felt like I needed sort of a top handle trapezoidal bag. You know, it's great for evenings. I also did choose it because it's a very much warm toned neutral. So I have a cool toned and a warm toned neutral, which works out great. I've been eyeing a cool toned, it's like actually a light gray like this, mini Valextra Izade on the Real. It's going for a pretty good price with silver hardware. But do I really need both? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is my pick for Valextra. Next is Loewe. I also have 5 Loewe bags, and I'm sure you could guess which one I would pick here, especially if you've seen some of my most used videos. It is without a doubt my Loewe puzzle bag in the small size. This has constantly been showing up on my most used videos. I use it when I travel. I use it in the winter. It is the #1 most used bag in my collection, so of course I had to choose this. Next is Celine, which I also have 5 of, and Most of my collection, if you can see my collection video here for the Celine, is old Celine. My pick is none other than the trio. So this is the large trio. Of course, the old style Phoebe Philo Celine trio in a burgundy color. I chose this because it's probably in the recent years one of my most used Celine bags. I actually haven't used Celine all that often recently, and it's not my most used Celine by far. That's the soft cube bag. But I feel like to have a flat crossbody as part of my one and done collection is pretty clutch. Works also as a clutch. It's very useful. It is somewhat delicate. It is, I think, a lambskin here, and of course the corners can rub, but I take very good care of it. I was lucky enough to find one that comes with its foam insert, and so I keep it in there. The person before me from Japan took very good care of it, and so I plan to do the same. It's still in great condition. One of my favorites. Next is Chanel. So actually it's funny. I basically increased my Chanel collection by 200% in 2026. Before this, I only had one. This is the one, and of course, this is the one that I have to keep. It is, and I'm not gonna take this off, but it is the classic flap in the medium size in caviar leather. I got this one as a birthday gift when I turned 30 from my mom. Probably the only expensive bag she's ever bought me, so that in and of itself is a landmark present. It is a classic. I would probably never be able to afford one now. When I bought this in 2013, it was about $3,500, which I thought was a lot then, but imagine now, right? Isn't that funny? Isn't that crazy? So anyways, this will be passed on to my daughter whether or not she wants it. If she doesn't want it, she can always sell it, but yes. And I barely ever use it. Honestly, one, I want to keep it pristine, but two, it's so common, it's often faked, it's sort of not very special anymore. But to me, this one is very special. So yeah. So the next bunch of bags I only have two of, so it's much easier to pick. I don't need to pick this or this. So I'll start with Prada, and this is actually a recent purchase. I did not do an unboxing of it because I was planning to do like an unboxing and a cleaning, but we'll see. I don't know if it's ever going to get out there, but anyways, this is a Prada nylon, I don't know what they call it, gaufre, I don't know how to say it, but it's basically the ruched gathered bag. I got this one also off of Brandier. I bought this one, and I'm picking this one as my one of two because when I was in college, this was all the rage. They had like a whole ad campaign. I remember they came in like a rainbow of colors, and I really wanted one, but back then I still, as a college student, I wasn't really buying bags, and I think it was, from what I remember, $1,300. So I did not buy it, of course, but I've always had in the back of my mind. I did see it recently on Brandier. This is where I bought it from, and I think I got it for about $500, around there. To me, it was worth it. This was definitely something that I had wanted in my early 20s, late teens, and very happy to have this in my collection. It does need a cleaning before I really start using it, but this is my pick for Prada. All right, and my pick for Bottega, again, I only have two right now. I have this and the Wallace. The Wallace I've done a couple of reviews on already, but this is a vintage Veneta Hobo. I really love vintage Bottega, like the feel, the craftsmanship, they really can't be beat. Also, the prices are so much better. I really love the Veneta Hobo. It's actually perfect for springtime. It fits just over the shoulder when you're wearing sort of a light, thin shirt or jacket. And it looks so great against white. I really do want this in other colors, but I've been kind of waiting since they've re-released the Veneta, even the secondhand market, the vintage ones, their prices have been going up. So I got this, I think, right around $500 to $600, and now I can't really find anything under $800 to $900 unless it's like a color I don't want or it's very, very beat up. So, I mean, this was already kind of beat up, it has some discoloration, but yeah, I just love it. I used it a lot. Actually, it's been on one of my most used bags videos. So yeah, definitely spring and summer, I tend to bring this out more. And for the row, I have two row bags. I have the medium park tote, which I've done a couple of videos on and a blog post on. And I have this, which I just recently got end of last year in Japan. This is the row East West India. I've also done a comprehensive review on it, and it's also been shown in my Battle of the Boston Bags video. I have used this quite a bit. Actually, yes, it also showed up in my most used bags in the winter video. So yeah, I've used it quite a bit. Capacity is great. Love the look of it. It is starting to soften here, which one of you guys had said now it kind of looks like the Agnes, right? Because the Agnes has that slouch, which I love. I love this curve. I think some people might call it a flaw, but I definitely think that's just the character of it now. It was kind of tough. I do also really love my park tote, but I feel like this bag is a lot more special. And right now I'm totally in my East-West phase. So this is right up my alley. Again, leather is gorgeous. Yeah, what more is there to say? Louis Vuitton, I have two bags, both vintage, but this is the one that I would pick. This is my carry everything, my movie theater bag. It's my Epi leather Loewe in Kenyan brown. So very vintage. Got it for a really good price. I think it was like $100. In past videos I have said I'm not a huge monogram person, so Epi leather, especially vintage Epi leather, is one of my favorites from Louis Vuitton. It's old, but it's got so much life left in it, and the wear and tear isn't terrible. And if you're still watching and you're liking this video thus far, and maybe if you've seen some of my other videos in the past, I kindly ask if you consider subscribing, since that really supports the channel. Thank you. So I currently have two Fendi bags. For the longest time, I've only had one. This could actually be my longest bag ever, like longest in my collection. So I bought this 2010 maybe from Blue Fly. I don't even know if they have Blue Fly anymore. This is a Fendi By the Way bag. So as you can see, I pulled up the handles, and then it also does come with a crossbody strap. It has these D-rings there. This one I think is in the small size. I rarely bring this out because I haven't really worn it for a while, but I love the bag. The leather quality on this is really nice. This was also my pandemic bag, basically in 2020, because one, I would just crossbody it, and then two, it has these 3 compartments once you unzip it. So I would put, my valuables here that I wouldn't really touch, and I would say, okay, this pocket here would be all the things that I touched that might need to be sanitized. Remember, we would sanitize everything after coming back. It's actually quite large, even though it's a small size, if it's everything that I need to. The only thing I don't like about this bag is the strap. So this strap here has these like snap buttons. Oh, and you can even see it here. I don't know if you can still see it, but there's a piece of hair stuck there. So basically every time I wear this crossbody, a piece of hair will get snagged in these snap buttons and yank it out. And so I very quickly stopped using this strap as soon as I got this bag. My one and only Fendi for the longest time, and soon to be my only Fendi again. So that was all the bags that I have 2 of, where I only had to pick one. The next bunch are my solo bags. I just have 1 of each brand, so very easy. If I had to pick only one, they're the only one to pick. So we'll start with Delvaux. So for Delvaux, I have my, is this my Nano? No, my Mini. This is my Mini Cool Box. So I did do a Delvaux Cool Box review. I'll list it here. I did used to have also the size, which was enormous and also very heavy, especially since the leather they use is like Clement's leather from Hermes. This one is a little bit more cool toned. I actually really like the mini size. Then there's also a Nano, which is even smaller, which I think only pretty much fits your phone. This works great as a top handle bag. It does get a little bulky as a crossbody, but honestly not as bulky as the one was. And yeah, my one and only Delvaux. I wouldn't rule out another Delvaux, but having gone to their San Jose boutique in Valley Fair, I can say that a lot of Delvaux bags are very heavy. Yes, it is a sign of quality, but me personally, I don't like heavy bags, and so this one for now works for me. I love the Cool Box. The best part, or the most interesting part, is of course the zipper. So you pull the D, the literal D ring, and it's an easy unzip. The only thing about this is that you definitely want to always close it at the end, because this is not cute. So there you go. Next on my list is my one and only Balenciaga right now. So I did used to have a... Oh well, okay. I did used to have a purple one, which I showed in my So Nice I Bought It Twice. I have since sold the purple one because, I mean, the handles were kind of gross. But this, you know, if I'm going to use a Balenciaga bag, this is the bag that I would go for. I mean, look how fun. It does have a little lifting here on the weave. That's how it came because I bought it secondhand. But it's been really nice to use. It reminds me of my 20s when I use my Balenciaga bag. But yes, my own one and only. So my one Dior bag, if you've seen some of my other videos, I do talk about this. It is a vintage Dior, I guess, clutch. I mean, it does have a shoulder strap, so, you know, it could be a shoulder bag. It's funny enough, it is the old Dior logo, so it's back to lowercase now. This is when it was still lowercase. Yeah, this is actually my grandmother's. It has that sentimental value. It is a little bit scratched up. It is a smooth saddle leather. I do see some pen marks here, all made by my grandmother, but my only Dior right now. But this year, I do see myself possibly adding a Jonathan Anderson Dior. I'm a huge Jonathan Anderson fan. I definitely had my JWA Loewe phase, so we'll see. I mean, there have been a couple bags from Dior that have caught my eye, but of course the price tag is ridiculous, so I don't know if I'm willing to splurge on it. Otherwise, this is my one and only Dior bag. Next is this very vintage Gucci bag in black suede, and so the suede is so nice. Honestly, I've done a suede video here where I compared RSVP, Demilia, and Quince, of which I would say Quince was the best one in terms of the feel of the suede. I also do have a Cartier suede bucket bag, and so of all my suede bags, I would say this Gucci one feels the best. I know Tanner Leatherstein did like a little video about suede, a little educational video about suede, and they talked about the best suede being from like baby calf, which I feel like this might be. I've never felt suede this soft and smooth. So this is, I don't even know the name of this bag, but it is a Gucci bag with the characteristic bamboo handles. These bamboo handles are fun. I didn't think I would like bamboo handles, but in a top handle bag, I mean, one, they're light. Two, they don't have any sort of grossness, I guess. You know, it's not like leather handles. And I also kind of like how they wore. So I do think they've been patinaed a little bit. They look a little bit darker right at the top where you're most likely to carry it. I also think the little zipper pulls with gold and bamboo is also very cool. It also does come with a crossbody strap. So if I wanted to, I could crossbody this. I have yet to really use it because I'm afraid of, you know, damaging the suede. Plus I wanted to clean it first, but we'll see. And I think last but not least, my only Goyard currently in my collection. I haven't really used this much because it is kind of a small bag in terms of capacity. I mean, it can fit my essentials, but that's about it. This is their classic black and tan colorway. I did get this one off of Brandier, and I bought it because also it came with a crossbody strap, which when you buy it in the store does not. So you do have to buy that separately, which when I looked at it last year was like $400 something. I got both the bag and the strap for like half the price of what it would have been if I bought it in the store. I think somewhere around there. I did buy it pre-tariffs, so I'm not really a fan of canvas bag, but I feel like it's kind of a nice little proper bag. I do like the little elements of wood here. Keeping it for now, though I honestly hardly ever use it. All right, and I think that's it. That is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So that was a total of 16 bags, 16 luxury bags, one from each brand in my collection. What did you think about my picks? I see these 16 bags, and if I had to get rid of all my other bags, I probably could live off of this 16 very happily. You know, each bag would for sure get its cost per wear down if it came to only just 16 bags. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this interesting. If you could like or subscribe, that would greatly support my channel. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.